Alright, hello everyone, this is Morning Voice Punchy, and this is Resident Evil Survivor. Surprisingly, this isn't the awful block somehow. I was supposed to have a commentator with me here today, but he could not make it for reasons, so I am flying solo on this one, which is unfortunate because, as you can probably hear, I have a cold. We'll get through this somehow, I'm sure. Alright. 3, 2, 1, play ball. Let's get it. So the first thing to establish is the basics of Resident Evil Survivor. This is a tank control game being played from the first-person perspective. A lot of people think it's a rail shooter where the movement is automatic and I'm not controlling it. No, I have to steer this guy. Once we get past the intro cutscene, that is. This can be skipped, just not this text. Alright, here we are. We are currently controlling Vincent. I have to steer this with the D-pad. Doors are open by simply mashing your face into them. There is no interact button or anything of the sort. The only two ludic interactions you have in this game are bumping into objects and shooting a gun. You first stumble onto a dead body.
Familiar, but
Unfortunately, our protagonist in his weirdly large hands, he doesn't remember who he is.
I just can't remember.
He thinks he is a guy named Vincent, or will eventually think he is a guy named Vincent.
Though I can't remember anything.
Who were zombies sneaking up on us?
This was no way.
The first thing we gotta do is take care of this guy.
What?
What? Firing the handgun as fast as possible is not a mash, it's a rhythm. If you mash as fast as possible, you will just drop hits. To pick up the key and we quick turn around, although it's not quite a quick turn. Pressing L1, that looks like a quick turn, but pressing L1 will point you in the direction of the nearest interesting object. What the game considers an interesting object is a very subjective judgment. It's sometimes doors, it's sometimes other enemies, it's sometimes interesting bits of scenery. And that was a route choice that I just took. When you pick up the key works on multiple doors and then immediately breaks after usage, which forks the game into like one of 3 routes. We are going to go through the arcade, which is fitting. Although right now I'm in a meat locker. Am I gonna get grabbed? No. So, other second fundamental principle of Resident Evil Survivor is that this game functions on a toddler-like understanding of object permanence. If you cannot see something, it cannot hurt you. Simply do not see it. Do not acknowledge it. I do not see it. And if you do not see it, you have no problems. This is why... Do I get the good RNG here? Probably not. Yeah. So that zombie turned me to face him, right? I went, ooh. And he turns to face him. That doesn't actually mean I took any damage. Not yet, at least. But before zombies can hit you, they first have to spin you. So that they can face you, so that you can take damage from them. If you simply turn away again immediately and keep on going, you do not get hit. Great fun. This isn't like a bug or anything. It's just it's a specification of how the game works. It'll play around with it later with enemies that really insist on being in your face. But the you can't see them, meaning they don't hit you rule, means enemies like dogs and lickers are surprisingly non-threatening because they're low to the ground. So if you're close to them, they're below your field of vision, meaning they actually struggle to hit you properly. Hi, licker. Nope. I don't see it. I walk past it. It's fine. It is no problem. And once again, we have a choice of 3 rooms. This is the main one that determines what, like, story path we end up on. We're going through the arcade, which gives us a path where we encounter the military cleanup crew, trying to deal with the zombies on an island. We are on a place called Sheena Island right now. The story of this game, like, it's canon. Doesn't matter, though, for whatever value of canon there is. This cutscene's slightly long. I think we have time to hit a couple donations here.
Oh, absolutely, and a couple donations I have. I have $10 here from Very Fun, who says, Punchy Hype! Donations to Runner's Choice, less than 3. And I believe that is for our upcoming incentive for Crossroad OS to upgrade to 100%.
Yes.
We are at 42% of the way there. $1,278 out of 3,000. So we are real close to halfway there. I believe in us, Twitch chat. It's early in the morning here, but we can get it halfway before the end of this run. Time for one more.
Yep.
Fantastic. Because I have $250 here from Melon123, who says, as a fellow UK resident, Punchy is absolutely my favorite snarky British speedrunner. I love rewatching his hotfix runs on YouTube, so I'm psyched to be able to see him live today.
Thank you very much. Nice to hear.
Yep, good shoutouts for hotfix there too. I love seeing people who come in from hotfix.
I've been on the hotfix many, many times. I like doing a whole bunch of weird stuff for it. All right, so we are running into a new enemy type here, the soldiers, although they make, like, monkey noises when shot for some reason. Anyway, they try to abuse the, like, they need to be in front of you in order to hit you mechanic by trying to dodge roll fast to get in front of you. Even though they have guns, nope, I turn away from it, I don't see it. I cannot be hurt by bullets if I simply do not look at them. Haha. It's really silly that that works, but it does. But they try to dodge roll to get in front of you, but if they dodge roll and there isn't space between, like, you know, you and some open area, they'll just dodge roll into you repeatedly and keep pushing you forward, so you can abuse this to get a boost. It's not super reliable, it relies on the AI, like, behaving itself. But it is an example of how this game's properties can let you go a little bit faster. And we got through that area without getting hit, no less. That's pretty good. And our protagonist enters some sort of, like, underground den. He finds a diary, and it implies that his name is Vincent. So he's like, oh, I'm Vincent. I'm responsible for all the awful things happening on this island. Man doesn't know what's going on. He's truly one of the most clueless video game protagonists of all time, I think.
That's a tough category to fight for.
He never knows what's going on at any point, like right the way through to the end. It's like, what? All right, up and at him. This game also has a fair amount of randomness as we enter the Paradise building here. The zombies in pretty much every room from here on out are going to be randomly laid out, which some layouts are better, some layouts are not as favorable. You must react accordingly. This is pretty standard, go around that way. They can all be bunched on the left side, which is inconvenient because I'd like to go this way. This room can have either a standing zombie or a lying zombie or some combination of the two. Standing. And I'm out of there. I'd rather he be laying down on the ground, but that's fine. Consequently, getting a very good time in this game requires, you know, not just learning how to react to all the different situations, but you kind of want to get a bunch of the good situations too. And sometimes what enemy type is in a room shuffles randomly. Although this game never mixes enemy types in the same room. Actually, none of the classic Resident Evils do. It's like a limitation of the engine or something. So sometimes there are zombies in a room, and sometimes there are, like, dogs or hunters or something. Hunters are the worst. You'll see them later. I'm going to run straight forward here and probably get grabbed. No, I got the good RNG. Haha. Nice. Sometimes, and most of the time, a zombie will spawn directly on your left and immediately grab you if you try to run straight forward. But I went for it. Broke these guys in the way. I'm just going to push past it. No, can I just get past you right quick? Yeah, thank you. All right. A light Midwestern simulator.
No, that's SGDQ takes place in the Midwest.
Of course. Well, I'm in England right now. It makes no difference to me. It's all the same where I'm sitting.
It's all middle of west of you, probably, right? I was talking to a friend who thought that the Midwest legitimately meant everything west of England. So.
That's pretty good. I gotta start using that one. We got dogs in this room. That's nice. This room can randomly have hunters in it instead of dogs. Hunters are the worst. They are super aggressive, and they will teleport in front of you. Because they know the rules of the game much better than anyone else does. Use the rope we picked up to rappel off this tower. This is, like, sort of a weirdly obscure path to take. There's a more conventional one, but you can do this. Hi, Mr. X is here. He intends to give it to us, but he shall not. He has whiffed the punch, and I have walked past.
Knock, knock, open up the door. It's real?
There will be more of him later. But for now, he like, even though that's like a boss enemy in Resident Evil 2, he just kind of shows up here like, hi, hello. We will pick up the flame rounds for the grenade launcher. We don't actually have the grenade launcher yet. We don't have any weapons other than the basic pistol right now. Oh yeah, a note on weapons. The pistol has unlimited ammo, but none of the other guns do. Which is fine for my purposes, since we only fire the pistol like 3 times total before the final bosses, where I can start using the grenade launcher. There we go. There is a semi-random chance on scenes like that the game will take 10 times as long to load. As far as I can tell, this isn't an issue with, like, the condition of my game or the console. The game just does that sometimes. Ooh, random hunters. I prefer lickers. Hunters are the worst because they teleport in front of you. Like that. Hello. And they push you around. They're very weighty. They can shove you around the room if they feel like it. And this is usually a bad thing. On the left, huh? Get out of the way. There you go. Going down. This one I'm going to immediately run my face directly into a wall because hunters are very likely to spawn, and by restricting where the front of myself is... Oh no, they spawn lickers, never mind. But either way, by restricting the front where, like, if I rub my face into a wall, a hunter can't teleport in front of me because there is a wall there. Anyway, our protagonist will now yell at a child. This cutscene is unskippable.
Hello? Can you hear me?
There are worse things that Resident Evil protagonists have done.
Answer me!
I just love that he sees a random child on a security feed and immediately goes, "What are you doing? Answer me!" like at the screen. Mr. X spawned in behind us, but once again, I cannot see him. I walked backwards into his activation trigger specifically so he does not hit me. This room is probably going to reroll for hunters. Yes, the disk drive spun up. I was listening for the disk. If the disk drive starts spinning, you can hear it. The room has re-rolled. If it doesn't, you're good to go.
That's absolutely amazing. You can tell by the sound of the disc.
Yep. The disc, it makes a little noise. Lickers in this room are nice. It can be zombies. Zombies are more inconvenient to work with. The one licker crawling around on the ground is not much of a threat. And now it is time for our protagonist to disappoint his parents.
What?
What?
Vincent, it's me, your mother.
My mother?
My mother!
Vincent, please, listen to your mother. I want you to leave Umbrella. I want you to stop performing those terrible crimes and just come back home.
Come back home!
Ethan Winter's wife and child, unrelatable. This guy, so relatable.
Disappointment to his mother. Disappointment to his mother. Anyway, now we gotta get the elevator out. We actually have to win this fight. Which once again requires a rhythm of a mash. When we get down to 1 bullet remaining, pop open the menu and reload manually. If you empty your gun, it will not let you pause the game to do that. It will make you wait for a certain reload. No, he's charging me! Ouch! My face. Okay. Him charging me is not the good luck, but it's fine. Approximately 2 full clips gets rid of that guy. That is something approximating a boss fight. This room has something like a puzzle where I'm supposed to use a key card to turn off this security, otherwise when I walk through it, a licker bursts through the window, but also you can just, like, leave. Just go. They can't stop you. They're not real security.
You're not my real cop, Dad.
Oh, being pushed. And the grenade launcher is just kind of resting on this car. Mine now. There are other weapons in this game. There are varieties of handguns and shotguns and stuff, but fundamentally the speedrun uses the basic pistol and the grenade launcher. I don't bother with anything else, although notably, though I don't have the shotgun, that will not stop the game from spawning ammo for it. Which is sort of inconvenient. Because there are points where ammo drops are randomized and you would rather have grenade launcher ammo. But the game might not play ball with you on that one. Hunter overhead, turn left to not have it land on your face. Look away from the door so that if the hunter spawns... Okay, that was about right. Looking away from the door so that if the hunter was to teleport in front of me, it wouldn't block the door. Here are the spiders. That one is stuck in the floor and is vibrating rapidly. That is a thing that happens. That spider just gets stuck in the floor and vibrates sometimes rapidly. I think that was a thing seen on the Angry Video Game Nerd review of this game. Because this game was on that, which bodes very well.
The only Resident Evil to be reviewed by the Angry Video Game Nerd, I believe, correct?
I think so.
I would quote the Angry Video Game Nerd, but this is GDQ, folks.
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? That's the one line I think that you can do.
That's the one we can get away with.
It's early in the morning. It's not that early in the morning.
Anyway, I will now manifest a child. Child manifested. I am now going to abandon her. Goodbye.
You get weird superpowers in this run, man.
We need to track down her brother, is what's going on there. We're trying to do some sort of good by protecting a pair of children that are just living on a zombie-infested island? I don't know. It's not clear. Can I sneak by this guy? No. Never works. Except for when it does. You just kind of got to go for it. There's not really a better option there.
80% of the time, works 100% of the time.
This room is very, very laggy. They're going to spawn a cable car. Hunter has spawned. The fact that there is a ceiling does not stop them from teleporting in front of you. Yep, there they are. Where are you? Ooh. Okay, I'm in the door.
Do you have time for a pertinent donation?
Yeah, hit it.
We have $25 from Hunter from RE Survivor, who says, everything personal, kid, teleports in front of you.
Oh boy, they are like that. We're about to see probably the most difficult room to not get killed in as a consequence of that. Not quite this one. One after this when the cable car is done arriving. Because what's happened is one hunter's going to spawn. This one's not too big of a deal. But it will, for whatever reason, because despite this game being like in the same mold as many classic Resident Evils, this one cable car makes the game run at like 2 FPS. That's fantastic. Okay, I've touched the door. Hunter's coming along for the ride. And what's going to happen on this next room is the hunter is going to immediately spawn in my face, and I'm going to try to walk backward to not get stabbed instantly. But the distance the hunter spawns from you is random. So sometimes they can just spawn real close. That was pretty far back, so I was able to walk in and out of attack range and then get stabbed anyway. There are 2 guys in this room. 3, actually. I don't want to read the sign. Who wants to read the sign?
It's so interesting.
Let me do
It
it.
said something in Japanese.
My face. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm back where I started. This is fantastic. Yep, this is the hunter room. I'm trying to not look at them. Oh, goodness. No, they blocked the door. Oh, this is a nightmare.
Your condition no longer says fine, so I'm starting to get a little worried, Punchy.
Getting a bit worried myself. This is horrendous. I gotta heal.
Okay, we're fine again, right?
No, I still gotta get through the door. Oh, yes! Okay, I'm out. Jeez, that was rough.
I can't hear them right now, but I expect that the in-person audience is clapping for that at this moment.
That was rough. Then I just leisurely wait for Mr. X to walk out of the way so I can make him whiff a punch and walk through.
He has a very
All right.
sultry walk.
He strides with purpose. Ooh, that hunter room was probably the worst I've seen that go in quite a while, man. I'm through, and I didn't die, so that's fine. It is good. Okay, we've picked one of 2 routes here. One route makes you fight 5 Mr. X's in a row. Like, they're just all in the same room. They can start all chasing you at once. This path takes us on a dirt road through with the soldiers, who, if I am lucky, and it does not seem like I will be this run, they can get stuck behind you and start pushing you very, very quickly. No. No, even though they're shooting me, I'm not looking at them. Doesn't count. I would like them to try to catch up with me, to roll into me, so that I can acquire dude speed. There are meant to be dudes, like, positioned in the trees shooting at you, but again, if you don't look at them, I don't understand what the purpose of those ones is. You have to really go out of your way to get hit by those guys. Like, I'm not going to stand still and let them shoot me.
But what if they ask really nicely?
Still no. Unfavorable. No boost there, unfortunately. Do I get hunters in this room? No. Merciful. Dogs are much easier to deal with. If they get out of the way of the door. They just want attention. Oh, more dogs. Hello. You're always happy to see dogs in this game, which is true of most circumstances in real life too, thinking about it.
You're always happy to see dogs in every game, except for, I think, Silent Hill, which I hosted for, where they didn't see any dogs. It's a Silent Hill.
Ooh, got it.
Anybody who knows that run.
We have heard a screaming noise. That is the boy we are looking for, that girl's brother. We somehow hear this boy screaming, even though he's like many, many rooms away at this juncture. What spawn did I get here? No Mr. X. That means there's going to be a bunch of zombies in this room. Push him out the way. Need to hit the switch so I can activate the elevator. And then, given this room layout, that zombie is going to help me. Spin me around, brother. Maybe not like that. That's fine. I was hoping the zombie would spin me around, like, towards the door I wanted to leave out of. The property of zombies spinning you around before they'll hit you, because they're very polite like that, can actually be used to your advantage, in this case, to face the correct direction quicker. Since this is still a tank control game, and turning is still a very slow process. And we are now in the underground lab. This is like a very compressed version of a Resident Evil game. We're like, what, 20 minutes in, we're already at a lab? A licker spawns in there, which is why I stuck to the left. It doesn't even, like, drop down from the ceiling, it just appears in the middle of the hallway. They didn't even try. Acid rounds, that will help us later. And now I'm going to wait and avoid an awkward social situation. Yeah, the licker has crawled through the door, meaning I did not bump into them going around a corner. And hopefully they don't do the same on the way back in, which of course is why that's exactly what they're doing.
Like, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'll go left, you go right. Oh, this is
It really
so
is
terrible.
like that. I don't feel like they try to target you with much purpose so much as you kind of accidentally walk into them sometimes. They're just going about their business, man.
Liquor's got a lick, I guess. I don't know what liquors do.
I don't either.
I guess lick. While we're musing upon the purpose of a liquor, do we have time for a couple of donations? Because there's so much love rolling in for you right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely, because I have $10 here from Seth Raw, who says, Resident Evil Survivor. That CD my parents gave me as quote-unquote Resident Evil 4, leading me to think that this was Resident Evil 4 for many years. Talking to friends about experiences with Resident Evil 4 on the playground was an interesting experience when mentioning the spiders and what I think was the hospital. It's I think that we've all had one of those moments of, no guys, it was Resident Evil 4 with the first person. We have $10 from a sign enthusiast who says, I would like to go back and read the sign. I'm sorry, I think that sign is the property of the hunters now.
Yeah, no, it's theirs. Can't get it off them. These guys doing their synchronized dance routine on the way in there. Just swoosh around it by going kind of on the outside line there. If you try to go in, you'll get caught. On the way out here, these zombie spawns are once again randomized. Usually a guy spawns on your immediate left, and there isn't really a good way to avoid him. You just kind of run forward and hope for the best. Hello. There he is. That probably should have been outside. That is okay. And in this room, we will get our first appearance from the Ivies. who start appearing late in the game in Resident Evil 2 and also start appearing late in the game here. IVs in this one follow a similar rule in that the red ones can poison you and the green ones cannot. I always thought the green ones could for the longest time, but they actually can't. Yeah, these guys. These guys are not capable of poison. In fact, they are relatively well, they're plants, I guess. They are in fact toothless. No teeth. They're standing there menacingly, and they will continue to mostly just stand there menacingly. Get the ID card, and I'm out of there. They make not a great amount of effort to even try to attack you. They're just kind of like... They're plants. They're decorative. They're meant for the office ambiance.
Listen, every good ficus in an office also wants to kill you. They just usually can't do it.
Now these guys, the red ones, they do make an effort to try to hit you. You gotta move specifically to not get poisoned. The fact that there's a blue herb that spawns directly after these guys just in case you did get hit, that's a running theme. Anytime there's a poisonous enemy, the game will almost immediately give you a poison recovery item directly after. It's like, don't worry about it. It's just...
There's tutorialization, and then there's, we didn't want to put poison in our game.
Yeah, but they did it anyway. They clearly didn't really want to do it, but they did do it.
You put the fear of God in them for a solid 10 seconds.
They are creating these monsters on this island.
Whoa, they're creating the monsters. All right. One last fight with Mr. X. This is a similar bout where I need to keep the rhythm to attack as fast as possible.
He's got like a saucy saunter.
His saucy saunter will be the death of him. There we go. He took too long to get over here. Okay, what Mr. X drops is random. That's shotgun ammo. I wanted grenade rounds, but we can't always have what we want. I must ignore that, otherwise it will pollute my inventory for the rest of the game. Now I'm going to swap to the grenade launcher. Oh boy. A stronger weapon, but with limited ammo. Alright, now we're going to witness one of the strongest characters in Resident Evil history. This small child... Has to load info. This small child fighting a hunter with what I think is a baseball bat.
That's the next Chris Redfield. That kid's gonna be punching boulders within a week.
I can't fight them with, like, guns. That guy can do it with a baseball bat. He's onto something. Help! They should bring this character back. He should be the next protagonist. Yeah. I would think that would be... I would find that very funny.
Yeah, where's Yellow Shirt Kid in Resident Evil Village?
His name's Lot.
Hang on!
But Yellow Shirt Kid works too. Alright, I gotta kill this hunter. How much damage he takes is random. This could either take 1 shot or 4. What is it gonna be? What do I get? The 1 shot. Fantastic. Love that for me. I would like to keep as much ammo as possible for the final boss as well, so that has, like, later implications.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. Lot's also British.
What are you talking about? It's not your fault.
That way you're pulling to have him be the next protagonist.
Yes. I need a British main character in Resident Evil.
You? What do you mean?
Well, while we're talking to a young British lad, would you like to hear some donations from
Yes,
people
please.
giving love to a British lad? Because we have $25 from Pikachu Fan, who says, I am so impressed by Punchy, running and providing hilarious commentary while a little sick. And shoutouts to the KingsPride for the great banter and radio voice as well. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, sir.
We also have $100 from Cho Izanami, who says, donation in honors of my sister's boyfriend's mother, who passed away from cancer 3 years ago. You were such a warm and loving person. We will cherish the comfort you gave us forever. As long as we carry this comfort with us, you will never truly be gone. Thank you. I had to donate during Punchy's run of RE Survivor, a game whose enemies don't exist as long as you don't acknowledge their presence. Winky face.
You can keep going. This stretch of cutscenes is, like, weirdly unbroken.
Fantastic, because I have $50 from D-Cell RJ, who says, Punchy good. Thank you for being a good poster, as well as always being cool. Good poster. Nice. We also have $50 from Stush Sinta, who says, continuing my tradition of donating during a Punchy run. Never played this one, but I had Dino Stalker. Hadn't played Dino Crisis 2 at the time, so I was like, who are these people?
Oh, yes.
I've been informed that apparently Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, same thing because of this game.
Yeah, so the Resident Evil Survivor games have a different numbering in Japan. Gun Survivor 3 is the game called Dino Stalker in America, meaning Resident Evil and Dino Crisis games exist in the same series.
Umbrella should have really just used dinosaurs. Like, it might not have been better, it would have been cooler. Time for a couple more donations. I see we're still... we have $25 from Malo, who says, cheers from the middle of the night. I have woken up my very confused cat for this, and turnabout is so satisfying. Break a leg, Punchy.
Revenge on the cat. Well earned.
Good,
All right, so we're,
a little more? Oh.
we're on the run up to the first major boss, I would say, the one that requires an actually unique strategy versus just shooting it with the pistol over and over again. I'm going to utilize a property of the flame rounds, which is that when they are shot and they hit a surface, they create like a pool of fire that damages enemies repeatedly. But first, I gotta get through these guys. Ooh, that's a bit close. Worked fine. Fantastic. Grab the master key. And once again, I'm going to hit the L1 to, like, turn ever so slightly to the left to save, like, maybe half a second or something. There's a file way in the back of the room there, and that is what the quick turn button thinks is interesting. It'd be nice if I could just whip around the full 180 degrees, but I cannot.
An accountant made this game.
With the flame rounds, and this is another cutscene that you cannot skip, so hit some more donations, please.
Absolutely. I would also just like to say that that Crossroad OS incentive that I challenged y'all to get to halfway before the end of this run, we have surpassed that halfway point. We're at $1,598 out of 3,000. We got plenty of time for that, and chat, y'all are killing it. Thank you so much. We have $10 from Sunspot, who says, I enjoyed watching Punchy practice for this run. May the dude stocks be low and the RNG good for you. Well, RNG, how are the dude stocks doing? You know.
Bit touch and go.
We also have $10 from Desiree BLG, who says, I'm so glad I managed to make it to Punchy's run. It's 4:30 in the morning here, but I just couldn't miss it. Best of luck on the run.
Thank you very much for being here. All right, here's Hypnos, our main antagonist. Create a fire pool at his feet. He keeps walking, going, him taking poison damage, and he's dead. He walks into the fire repeatedly and then falls over. He stubs his toe over and over again. That does more damage than hitting him with the flame grenade directly by a factor of like 5.
I mean, you know what? I'd rather be hit with a flame grenade than stub my toe on any good day.
But oh no, he gets back up.
Flame grenades might have kept him down longer.
Okay, this room, we are going to have many of the soldier dudes, and they spawn in a very tight wall. So this is kind of a luck thing. Pick a direction and pray. Which direction is the one to pick? I'm gonna go with the right wall. Nope, can't see it, can't shoot me. That went pretty good, actually. Nice. I was allowed to pass. You think an enemy with a gun would be the most, like, dangerous foe in this game, given the nature of it, but because they can't shoot you in the back, they're pretty easy to deal with overall. Just don't look at it.
I'm not looking at you. You're legally not allowed to murder me.
We are being told 5 minutes to detonation in that classic Resident Evil way, but this game doesn't actually give you a timer. We just have to imagine it. I think I can get to the end of the game in 5 minutes from here. Seems doable.
No. I don't know, man. It's a long walk, run, jump, swim. Swim.
Swim. Let's go with swim.
It's first person. Your character could be doing literally anything behind that camera.
Get out the way. Ow. No. The bullets from above. Those guys are hard to not look at because they're right there. Ah, they tried to push me past the train door. I wasn't having it. I've seen that happen before. Sometimes they start to boost you, like, right when you get in front of the train door and you end up going past it by mistake.
New York subway all over again.
I have seen the situation. Oh, good. That one also loaded quickly. I was expecting it to take too long to load there. Quirk of the game that it is. Mister. Alright, now we're coming up on the final boss. This guy, much like Hunters, he tries to jump around to get in front of you. We're going to expend pretty much all of the flame rounds that we have to quickly get through him to the second phase. But first, we gotta get the kids onto the helicopter. So they're out of sight, which in this game means out of mind. Hello.
It's still alive.
Alright. Step one, run forward, try to long bomb it. You're kind of at a weird angle. Nope, that went straight through his legs. Great shot. Yep, jumps over. I gotta kind of track him. Ow. Where's my cursor? Hello? There we are. Okay, I prefer it when he runs around me rather than jumping over me. Just because it's a little faster. Alright. Pretty decent phase one. And we head to phase two. This has probably my favorite aspect of this game, which is this one sound effect. While he's having his big transformation moment. The claws get bigger. That sound effect. That's my favorite. It's very wet. It's like the most atmospheric thing this game has going for it.
Describing something as very wet is definitely not upsetting at all.
For phase two, we want to hit this guy in his big exposed heart. Ooh, I am in caution. You want to space your shots appropriately. If you just spam fire, you won't do any damage most of the time. And also, how much damage this guy takes before he dies is kind of semi-random, so time could be at any point, really. I am out of flame rounds. That is inconvenient. That's why we picked up the acid rounds. Cancelled that attack. I was ready to mash, coming straight out the menu. Get back here. Ooh, he's being stubborn. He should be very dead by now. Any second now. There we go. Time. I have defeated him. That is the video game. GG's.
Very well done.
All right. And yeah, that was Resident Evil Survivor. This game is timed by the in-game time at the end, but the ending is quite lengthy and mostly unskippable, so we don't need to worry about that so much. It's fine. So I'll just do my closing bit here. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Resident Evil Survivor. I'm Punchy. If you enjoyed this run, you can see more of this and other nonsense video games over on my channel. I'm at twitch.tv/Punchy. Survivor's really cool. Definitely not a nonsense video game. And shoutouts to the Resident Evil community. If you ever want to learn any of these games, swing by the Discord. People have all kinds of information over there. Even a game as, not very well regarded as this one has a remarkable amount of labbing done on it for where to hit enemies for extra damage and, RNG patterns and the likelihood and so on and so forth. Yep, that's me.
We're safe.
Thanks for having me.